You may be semi-shocked by the sheer volume of faces in front of you right now, one of which is far sexier than the other 5, I will readily admit. Oh, welcome to Disinformed After Dark, where we have added in all of the other members of Damn the Weather for a very special post-anniversary edition. So, I am Shane.
I'm John.
I'm Michael.
And we have some marvelous returning faces for Miss Sam, who is here with us.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
And we have super sexy Logan, our bombastic bass player, joining us.
Ooh.
And, of course, our very sketchy drummer, Mr. Asher, a.k.a.
No, that's
Some
actually
Hippie.
Some Hippie, yeah.
First name Some, last name Hippie.
I see what you
Indeed.
did there. He's real
So,
sketchy.
It's, well,
Oh no!
these are the jokes, kids.
Oh.
So, for those of you who are not aware of the,
Dad?
present state... Son, calm down. For those who are not hep to what we normally do here, on Disinformed After Dark, it is our video companion piece to our podcast platform. So while we're waiting for files to compress or we've lost our, cotton-picking minds, we all elect to, go through Chuck Klosterman's glorious hypotheticals together so that we can appreciate a little bit of nonsense with one another. And so this evening, we have a very special one, and I'm excited to get everybody's feedback. Brace for impact, kids. You are sitting in an empty bar in a town you've never visited before, drinking Bacardi with a soft-spoken acquaintance you barely know. After an hour, a third individual walks into the tavern and sits by himself, and you ask your acquaintance who the new individual is. Be careful of that guy, you're told. He's a man with a past. A few minutes later, a fourth person enters the bar, who also sits alone. You ask your acquaintance who this new individual is, and they respond, be careful of that guy, too. He's a man with no past. Which of these people do you trust less?
That was a long lead up to this question. I like it though. It's interesting because I don't want to sit here and break it down because that would just be boring. I'm going to go with.
Can you put it on the whiteboard behind you?
Also,
Teach us.
too late.
Teach us. This is what school looks like now, so.
I almost drew offensive material on there before. Oh no, I forgot it reflects. Done. Bam.
Stop touching things, Michael. John, please save me from the idiot.
Anyway, leading into it, I would say no past because you don't know what they're capable of. You don't know what sort of things they've done that led them to the situation that why they have a name for themselves. Like, how did he get the name if he has no past? Like, what has he done? Like, do people just trust him less because he just doesn't have a past? Like,
Do things just happen because I say it?
Exactly. So I would trust him less than the person that has a past because at least you can get context on why people don't like him.
Well, now that we've come out of the chute with the worst possible answer,
I think Logan and I would just get off of our bar stools and go back to work and not care about the people.
Well, my breaks
some drinks. Like, I know that technically we haven't been in this town before, but
I probably trust the first guy, I probably trust the guy who's talking to the shy girl the least, because seeing how that happens when you're at a bar and you try to engage someone who doesn't want to engage, you're like, oh, she's being so shy. It's like, no, she just doesn't want to talk to you at a bar. That's
reasonable.
Yeah.
Oh, you're always such a gentleman. Protecting the lady.
not my answer.
What's your answer?
Go ahead.
Just kidding. I don't care. Asher?
I'm sitting at a bar drinking Bacardi, so I already don't trust myself.
Well done. I have a clarifying question.
Do it.
Sure.
How drunk am I?
Oh, man.
How many Bacardi?
Like 2016 Sam drunk.
All right.
Well, I was going to say, you've walked into the bar, so you're already like 6 drinks in.
Okay. So, I trust both of them and talk their faces off. That would be the most accurate answer. But
And
if
we
I'm
never saw Sam again.
yeah, and then they'll both run away from me, so it doesn't really matter. If I'm still present mentally, I would trust the guy with a past more than the no past, because when somebody tells me they have no past, I assume they're either a time traveler or a CIA person or someone that's up to nothing good. There's somebody that we know nothing about, and I don't want to get involved in that.
I like
So
how that's
essentially
your
you just
first
wanna, like-
assumption where he doesn't have a past, he must be a time traveler.
Well, I was
Or you just
watching
wanna, like,
Umbrella Academy yesterday, so
Oh,
it's just kind of
okay.
in
Yeah.
my brain, but
Gotcha.
You just want to like point at them and scream interloper. That's all you want.
where did you come from?
Where did you go?
Listen, no. Just no.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
no.
So Asher, was the Bacardi thing that was your official full answer? Do you have anything else to add on to that?
No, nothing to add. I just don't trust myself.
So how does it feel having 6 fingers on each hand?
Did I draw 6?
I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
can't count, John. He's got 5.
We've
I'm on
known
the,
this.
I'm on the cinema
There's-
mode, so I don't get to see
there's-
Asher that much during this chat.
Oh,
There's like a
jeez.
little 6 baby finger on the right hand.
Yeah, that's
Thanks.
fair.
Thanks, Logan.
Fingers like grafted on there.
Wait, so if Asher's answer, does that mean that if I don't trust the first person, I also don't trust myself?
No,
That- yes.
if he's drinking, but
If
never
you're
mind.
The
referring
guy
to the
drinking
person
Bacardi?
drinking Bacardi, that would be you. So yes,
Yeah.
that you are out of the running.
Also,
I
I
guess
feel like Sam's
If I'm
original
drinking
answer.
Bacardi,
Oh, go ahead, Logan.
He already did.
I said if I'm drinking Bacardi, maybe it's not great.
Right. I feel like Sam's answer is kind of opposite of the one that we've said is a non-answer, like we don't accept, which is it's a trick question. I kill myself.
Mm.
And in this situation,
Oh,
Sam's just
no, I
like,
changed my answer to that one.
I think Sam's answer is, who cares who has a past and who doesn't? I'm in this bar to get blackout drunk and kill people.
I'm not trying to kill anyone, but I do like to talk to
I don't-
strangers.
What we're trying to say is like they don't matter. Like that's what we're trying to say. Like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
they're not
Like,
people.
they don't
like they
matter.
don't matter.
And
Yeah.
also, you're the minister of violence.
I am.
Well, like also the person who has no past, no one's going to go looking for him. So why would you waste that opportunity?
Exactly. They probably aren't even
Fair
wearing a
point.
mask in this bar.
It does depend what your intentions in the bar are in the first place. Which if
Also
you're
true.
drinking Bacardi, I'm with Asher. You're up to no good.
I mean, in general, you're not trusting any of them. I think that the conceit of the question is most of the folks in this bar are sketchy by definition. Not Asher sketchy, but just, someone that you're going to look askance at regardless. So it's more of, are you intimidated by somebody who has a documented history of troubles that can be easily referenced by everybody? So it's somebody who's a sore thumb, or someone who shows up that no one knows about and he's very secretive and keeps to himself and he has no past ostensibly. And that was my response, was very similar to Sam's, as I'm going, that's someone who is either in the witness protection program, has functioned as an agent somewhere that's kind of trying to stay under the radar. In either event, I mean, I don't trust anyone as a general rule. That's just the perks of being a human being who's scared of other humans. But
Plus, the guy with
that's
no
what I'm
past
answering.
isn't going to be a very interesting conversation if he's
Oh,
not sure.
I
I
was
feel
going to
like
say
it would be
yeah.
the opposite. If I take it like literally, that's how I was thinking of it at first, as like a baby at the bar, but in a human form, in like adult form.
It could be
They
a
don't know
clone.
anything. That would be the most interesting conversation ever.
Yeah, so it's a clone that has just, sort of like wandered
Oh.
out of the miasma, fresh
It's
out
the-
of the tube.
The first seat it found was
Oh
at a
my
bar.
God.
So it's the
It's like
Venture
that Rick and
Brothers
Morty.
just fresh out of the thing of like,
In 2020?
It's that Rick
There's
and
a
Morty
lot of them
character.
walking around.
What a time to land in.
Ooh.
What is that Rick and Morty character, guys? It's the is it the baby detective or Detective Tiny Feet or Tiny Legs or whatever?
Tiny Legs.
Oh yeah,
Detective
Yeah.
like the
Popcorn?
baby legs. Is that?
Yeah, Detective Baby Legs. Yes.
Baby legs
Yeah.
and regular legs.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
Uh,
and we've lost the plot.
Can I just say that, like, I had the similar answer as both Sam and Shane, and I was immediately just ridiculed for having that answer.
The
because
difficulty
you're a
is,
teacher's
Michael,
pet.
is that you started turning into just a random stroke sufferer who's well. If someone's sitting on a bar stool and they have two legs, I don't trust anything they do because their faces and people see them, and milk is difficulty. And
It's also
Why are
because
you
like the
making
Jeff
fun of my
Goldblum-
impediment here?
I
That's insensitive.
am
You did the
insensitive.
Jeff Goldblum thing too, where you're just like, we didn't stop to ask why we're at this bar. Not like why do I care about these people with past, but what is a past, man?
Yeah.
Isn't
Like, have
that
you
the
tried-
point of these hypotheticals?
What is Bacardi?
Have you tried DMT?
Oh my goodness.
Could I just get a White Claw?
Michael,
I just feel like
go for it.
nope, I lost it. No, it's
Mike,
gone now.
Michael, I feel like if you go back and watch this episode and you tell me you made the same amount of sense that either Sam or I did in our responses, I will pay you cash money. Guaranteed. You tell me that makes sense to you as much as either of our answers did. I defy you to find logic in what came out of your mouth.
Does it feel weird to be in the same chat with Sam, Michael, considering that it's like both of our punching bags for both of our creative projects in one room?
What?
We're the ones that get picked on. He's saying we get picked on a lot.
Gotcha.
We're the
yeah,
sweet
that
D.
is
We're the
true.
sweet D of the group.
They
So
do
Sam?
pick on you a lot during our recording, so.
Yeah,
Oh, they
Sam.
pick on me all the time.
My sister Kristen, she started listening to our podcast recently, and last time I saw her was this weekend. She's like, yeah, I can't believe that Sam hasn't like said anything, about what you guys have said about her. Like you guys talk some shit, and I was like, oh yeah, she doesn't listen to the podcast. She has no idea what's going on.
I haven't had time.
Why,
No, you're
John?
not.
Why you're always the one that gets us demonetized?
In a year, she'll text you and say, "Hey, that's not cool."
Yeah. The only one I heard was what I mentioned before. It was like talking about what a bad Satanist I would be.
Yes.
Can I come back to the question though?
Please.
Yes.
The other thing that scares me about people with no past is that they're boring. And in general, like our friend group, 90% of our friend group has some kind of past that like the majority of people would say is a past. So I'm like, I don't want to hang out with somebody that doesn't have an interesting past. They're not going to have anything cool to talk about.
Now, if you have someone
Don't
who
judge
has no past and is willing to be forthright about all of the things that have or have not occurred to them, even if it is a clone that has just, spewed out of the ooze, I feel like would you want to talk to that person?
I would engage, sure.
I mean,
Because
that's
You would get engaged?
especially if somebody not get engaged, especially if somebody told me, oh, that guy doesn't like to talk to anybody. Because then, like, if he talked to me, I'd be like, I'm special. I'm going to talk to him a lot.
But
That's
it's a
what drunk
baby.
Sam would decide.
It's a baby human. He will talk to anybody.
I talk to
trying to
baby
learn the
humans all
language.
day. That's kind of my gig.
well, to
I'm
each
fair.
their own.
Well.
Kill them
Ah.
both. Talk to the bartender.
Yeah, they probably have better stories.
Well, I think that is a marvelous answer. Is everybody, prepared to bid adieu to this glorious session? Do we have
I
anything
always
else we
am.
want to add?
I do.
Do it.
Because we talked about this pre-roll and before the rest of the damn crew came in.
Mhm.
I know that Logan's on it because I physically downloaded it on his PlayStation. But Asher, are you playing Fall Guys yet?
I haven't downloaded, but I haven't played it yet.
Okay, cool. It's a low stakes, baby's first battle royale.
Like the guy at the bar. Like he would probably play this game.
Probably.
Which one?
On a loop.
All of them.
You.
The Bacardi drinker.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Shane,
had
you've started
Bacardi.
playing it, right?
In a long time.
I did, I think, a series of maybe 6 or 7 rounds, and it's fun. It's entertaining. I wouldn't say it's the most engaging thing I've ever done. Like I was far more impressed with Overcooked, or
Fair.
No,
That's a good
definitely.
game.
I liked
I
that a
love
lot more.
Overcooked.
Yeah, that was much better. But Fall
You
Guys
know what
is fun.
what it's really good for is throwing on a podcast. You don't need any audio for that game. So
You don't want to
Anyway.
hear them bumping into each other going.
It is. That is such a weird noise when you have no context. You're just walking down.
not to alienate
horrible
Sam and
noise.
Asher for a second, but a feature that I wish that the game had, and hopefully it gets patched in at some point, is I wish you had the ability to jump and boop somebody like a la Mario. Like mushroom jump them.
That would be pretty cool.
I just figured out how to grab somebody, and I actually used it one time to grab somebody and pull them back, and I got
And you
to the
promptly
finish
got
before
fired
them.
from your job.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh goodness.
All right. Well, thank you for indulging me.
I think we are the fall guys and gal for this particular episode. But thank you all for being here. We appreciate you sharing another glorious round of hypothetical conversation with us. And so, to wrap up this glorious edition of Disinformed After Dark, this is going to be a long one, folks, which is apropos of the names. I am Kenton Eldorado.
I am Timothy Lone Cactus.
I am Robert Greer.
Peter Greer.
I am Ann Cochise.
I am Andrew Huntington.
I'm Lyndon Claremont.
I suddenly feel better about my porn name now.
Woo, that middle name came out of nowhere.
Lyndon Claremont is throwing rope, though. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, definitely.
He's a beast.
It's a Ron Jeremy situation.
Oh, well.
Except with all the sexual assault is, not involved.
That's also much thinner
Yeah, I
than Ron
didn't know that.
Jeremy.
Take it back.
And he's got that glorious pencil mustache. So, for all of you here playing the home game, we hope that you get to put this in your spaghetti O face.